Okay, you already know this is Punk Drunk Boxing, aka Mr. Moo Shot himself, aka El Adobo, aka El Sazon, aka El Maldito Borracho. Ladies and gentlemen, I understand that the boxing world is frustrated with everybody calling out Canelo Alvarez. Seems like Canelo Alvarez is doing all the work, right? Triple G want Canelo Alvarez, Charlo want Canelo Alvarez, Demetrius Andrade want Canelo Alvarez, David Benavidez want Canelo Alvarez, even Makabu. Yes, I want Canelo Alvarez, but I only want him because he partitioned in the WBC convention, and I was supposed to get the fight. Not before. This is bullshit, Punch. This is bullshit. He called me. I was alone. I was minding my own business. Yeah, even Makabu wants him now. Suldo Ramirez wants him. And if you're familiar with the channel, I say, yo, how about they do a Canelo Alvarez tournament? You understand what I'm trying to say? And guess what? In my recent interview that I had with Rapstar Boxing, now to subscribe to his channel, we had an interview with Mauricio Sulaiman. And Mauricio Sulaiman had a meeting with the other belt federations, president, the IBF, the WBO, and the WBA. All four sanctioning bodies had a meeting. I think it was in San Juan, Puerto Rico. And I asked them, what was the meeting about? So, ladies and gentlemen, y'all already know that Demetrius Andrade is going to be fighting Zach Parker. He moved up to the 168-pound division. He's fighting Zach Parker for the WBO interim. And David Benavidez, y'all already know, is fighting Lemieux. David Lemieux for the WBC interim. And what they're trying to say, and what the WBC, Mauricio Sulaiman, has declared and confirmed that the mandatory of the two sanctioning bodies, there's an undisputed, which is Canelo Alvarez. The mandatory of different sanctioning bodies, which the WB and y'all know the WBO and the WBC is actually working really together. Look at Luis Neri. He got both of the interims of the WBO and the WBC. Mauricio Sulaiman is saying that they're working together. The mandatory of one sanctioning body versus the mandatory to one sanctioning body to get the undisputed, which is Canelo Alvarez. What you think about that, folks?
Mauricio Sulaiman, we saw a picture of all the presidents, you, the IBF president, the WBO, WBA, late last year. Can you elaborate, if you can, what was that meeting or what was that gathering about?
Yes, we have been in communications for a long time. The idea is always to try to do the best for the sport. And there's specifically two topics that have to do with the organizations that we need to understand the need to work together. First, the mandatory situation. When you are a champion, you need to do the mandatory defenses that the organization dictates. There's different rules in the four organizations. And what we have been trying to address and propose is to have one joint mandatory contender. When there's a unified champion, instead of having to fight the WBC and then the WBO mandatory fighters, we do a process in which the mandatories fight each other and then that winner fights the unified champion. It's a process that has to do with some legalities. It has a process that has to do with the rules and regulations of each organization. But we're trying to move into that direction. We're trying to secure more unifications and more fights for the undisputed title. But then comes the mandatory that gets into the way. But we're working on that.
So if Demetrius Andrade beats Zach Parker for the WBO interim, he's going to drop the WBO title in the middleweight division, keep the interim. David Benavidez, if he beats David Lemieux, he's a WBC interim title holder, which is the mandatory. Both of these guys will be the mandatory to Canelo Alvarez, but they don't want Canelo Alvarez just to pick David Benavidez or pick Demetrius Andrade. It will be some type of tournament in which Demetrius Andrade and David Benavidez will be mandated by both of the sanctioning bodies to fight to get the winner, Canelo Alvarez. Now, I think that's fair. I think that's a great matchup to get a Canelo Alvarez. It's like you're earning it. It's like you worked for it. It's like, you know what? You know, a lot of people want to see David Benavidez in 168 pounds versus Canelo Alvarez. And Demetrius Andrade, he should have got his chance in 160 for the undisputed. Both Canelo Alvarez and Demetrius Andrade, that was the opportunity to fight for undisputed in the middleweight division, what is one of the most prestige division historically in the sport of boxing. But peep my interview that I had with Mauricio Sulaiman so you can see by yourself. Ain't no cap here. I asked the right questions. We get the right answers. And I hope that everybody in the boxing world, you know what I'm saying? We know that I'm a little channel, but this is great news. This is great news. And this is why you see Demetrius Andrade fighting Zach Parker and David Benavidez fighting David Lemieux. You understand? That's why probably David Benavidez called out Demetrius Andrade. And I hope Samson doesn't get in the way. But I've also said that, damn, we need a police. I mean, somebody need to police this because it looks like the promotional company is doing whatever the network want to do. And it's and really is getting the boxing world very frustrated. We got great fights coming up, but especially in the middleweight division, of course, Canelo Alvarez still got responsibility because he holds all the strap in 168. So I think it will be a solid fight. Demetrius Andrade take care of his business. David Benavidez take care of his business. I think that would be the best fight for both of these guys' career thus far. And then the winner gets Canelo Alvarez next year in Cinco de Mayo. If Canelo Alvarez, I believe he's going to beat Bivol. I hope there is no trilogy in my opinion, but it is. But then if he beats Bivol, I want Canelo Alvarez to get the winner of Beterbiev and Joe Smith Jr. Then he'll go for the undisputed 175, and then Cinco de Mayo for the third fight. He get the winner of David Benavidez and Demetrius Andrade. Let me know what y'all think about that, man. Love what the WBC have stated in our interview. And shout out again to Rapstone Boxing Knowledge. Shout out to Mauricio Sulaiman. And look, we don't like what they all do, but it seems like they cleaning things up. Y'all already see Devin Haney is gonna be fighting George Kambosos. So and Canelo dropped the franchise. So they're cleaning things up just like the WBA is cleaning things up. We always on these belt federation, but let's give them credit for cleaning things up. Y'all already know. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. I love y'all. God bless, and on to the next. And leave your comment in the bottom. Let's see what y'all feel about that.